Welcome back to Exponential Africa. It's been an amazing day at the Singularity U Costa Rica Summit. Today in the studio we have another game changer and thought leader, James Dell, who is the head of Futurism, online publishing platform that talks about technology. James is also the head of media at Singularity University and is a distinguished media expert over the last 20 years. James, thanks for being on the show.
It's my pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
So tell us a little bit about what is Futurism, how to start, what do you guys do?
Yeah, so Futurism actually started out of a Singularity program. Our founder, a guy named Alex Klokas, went to an executive program probably 10 years ago. It was one of the first ones that they had ever done. And he came out of that thinking, oh my God, all I want to do is talk and think about the future. Let me see if I could find some friends who want to do that with me. He didn't have much luck in his own social circles. He had just graduated college, and they were more interested in sports scores than they were Singularity topics. So he went online, and he started a subreddit, or helped start a subreddit called Futurology. And from there, he said, I'm going to start a Facebook page. Facebook page turned into a website. Website turned into a newsletter. And now we do about 8 million uniques a month and about 20 million page views. We have 200,000 people subscribe to our newsletter. And Futurism's main goal and main purpose is to make the future accessible to everyone. So unlike other science and tech publications that tend to get incredibly jargony or technical in terms of how they talk about some of these subjects, there's often a whole swath of the population that wants to understand it, but every time they see an MIT Tech Review article, their eyes glaze over because they just don't get it. And so Futurism writes articles, makes videos, creates infographics that take really complex science and technology that pertain to the future, but makes it understandable so that someone like me, who doesn't come from a science or tech background, can understand all of it.
I mean, that's really incredible how it's grown and developed over the years, and it's really it's taking complex information and makes it accessible to millions of people. I know millions of South Africans are watching Futurism. I'm a big avid reader and watcher of Futurism for many years now.
Yeah.
And it's really incredible to think that a lot of South Africans are learning about these technologies through a platform like Futurism.
Yeah, there are, I don't know the exact number, but it's, tens, if not hundreds of thousands of visitors come from South Africa every month to Futurism's website. And so it really is a global site. We're based in Brooklyn, New York, but we try to write stories that are accessible to everyone all over the world. Translate most of our content into Arabic in partnership with the Dubai Future Foundation. So we have one of the largest science and tech Arabic language websites in the world.
Wow.
And we're looking to expand further and start telling local stories. So right now we're telling the big macro stories, but we want to know what's going on in South Africa or in Jakarta or in Bangladesh or wherever. I think it's really cool that there are people in this community who are all trying to solve the same problems. But because of where they are and what backgrounds they have, everyone comes at it different, and that just creates so much opportunity for us to create great content and tell great stories.
I think that is going to be one of the benefits of technology. Is going to allow us to make those customized, unique stories. Like already Netflix's AI, if I look at a movie, I see one poster, my wife looks at one of the posters, she sees a different poster, because the AI knows which type of image to show to get the right result. And that's probably going to be the way for you to really customize the content.
It's already starting. So the media industry, I don't know how much your audience cares about media, but media has gone through it just like every other industry. And in fact, they were one of the first kind of canaries in the coal mine, if you will, because it was so easy to take what was once a physical product, magazines, newspapers, books, movies, TV shows, whatever, and turn it digital. It was already a kind of native format for that kind of content to begin with. Before you made a book, someone put it on a computer and sent that file to a printer. All we were doing was removing the printing part, and now all of a sudden you could have ebooks or you have blogs or online magazines. And when all of that started to happen, it created a huge opportunity for companies like Futurism to start thinking about how can we apply the technology that the rest of the internet is using to, figure out what movies we want to watch or what posts to show me on Facebook, and apply that to content. So how can I learn about our audience and figure out, so it turns out our audience, for example, loves everything about Tesla, but they don't understand how the battery works. So because we understand that, we now know if we show a post about Tesla, we should also show a post that explains how Tesla cars actually work.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And where do you see the future of media going? Like, where's it all going to? What's going to be? Peter Diamandis talks about this end of advertising. The end. Our reality becomes the screen.
Yeah.
So where's it all going to, media?
Advertising will only end when capitalism ends. And while I am a fierce capitalist who runs an advertising business, more or less, I also see a world where that democratization is actually going to be good for small businesses and startups. I think what we've seen is that media for a long time was very concentrated. There was a lot of power in a handful of large conglomerate multinational corporations that in a lot of ways wound up controlling the information that we were receiving. If you think about, the early days of television, there were only 4 networks. Now there are thousands of networks, and that's only counting what you get on your TV. You could get thousands and thousands more if you go online. And so while advertising in its current state will have to change and evolve, and us being in digital realities or having some kind of heads-up display will likely create a whole new world of, like imagine a billboard that's just a big green block if you just look at it head on, but if you hold your phone up to it or you're wearing some kind of VR or AR goggles, you're able to see an ad that's perfectly tailored for you. Just like on the internet, the ad that you see for a Netflix show is going to be different than the ad that you see or that your wife sees for a Netflix show. We're going to start seeing that happen with online media as well. And while not like all disrupted industries, not all companies that have been at the top of their game will continue to be at the top of their game. Yes. They will, keep clinging to cable subscription rates, or they'll cling to subscriber rates for magazines. But the ones that embrace this technology and understand it are going to create a whole new world of opportunity that we're only just beginning to imagine right now.
Wow. James, thanks so much for being on the show.
It's my pleasure.
Really appreciate having you, and we're going to keep watching Futurism. Make sure, if you haven't ever seen it, go online, check out Futurism.
Futurism.com, find us on Facebook, Instagram.
If you hope you liked that episode, make sure to like and subscribe to our page, and we'll see you on the next one. Keep smiling.